Looking? A short film written by Michael David Thomas. Interior bathroom night. Connor, a 22-year-old man, stands in front of a large bathroom mirror wearing a tank top and underwear, shaving his face. In front of him sits a glass of whiskey. Next to him, the shower runs, steam rising above the shower door curtain. Connor continues to shave.
You said he's coming at 8?
Adrian, mid-30s, and of a muscular build, pokes his head out from around the shower curtain.
Around then. I'll check my phone when I'm out.
Adrian shuts the curtain. Connor's face drops with anxiety, a deep breath, along with another swig from his whiskey before resuming his shave. Interior living room, night. A minimalist, modern, but homely living room. Connor walks in, wiping his face with a towel, and downs the rest of his whiskey.
Hey, Siri, what's the time?
Connor's phone lights up from across the room, on top of a liquor cabinet.
The time is 7:55, Master Connor.
Short, quick breaths as Connor walks to the cabinet and pours another glass. Adrian enters behind him, wearing a tight t-shirt and a pair of underwear.
How many is that? You're gonna bloody pass out and spew everywhere before anything happens.
I'm fucking nervous.
A knock at the main door. Connor's eyes widen. Adrian puts an arm around his waist and walks him to the door.
I've done this a few times now. No one's gonna fuck you if you really don't want it. If you say the word, he's gone.
They reach the door. Connor nods. The two share a loving and reassuring kiss and hug.
It'll be different this time. You've got me.
Interior, main hall, night. Adrian opens the front door, and on the porch stands Darren, 31, tall and slender, with a muscular build and scruffy facial hair. Darren looks up from his phone.
Darren?
Hi, boys. How are we tonight?
Connor sheepishly waves and smiles, standing back. Darren saunters in confidently, a backpack hangs from a shoulder.
Well, all the better now that you're here, handsome.
Darren campily rolls his eyes and smiles.
Oh, stop it.
Can I get you a drink, Darren?
Adrian gives Connor a nagging, judgmental side-eye.
Oh, well, if you're offering.
Connor cheekily raises his eyebrows at Adrian. Connor walks back to the living room, the others following. Interior, living room, night. The boys are all sitting around the living room coffee table, laughing and holding near-empty glasses of whiskey. Adrian is now shirtless, and Connor is cuddling up to him, sipping the remainder of his whiskey.
I'm surprised you actually look like your photo. Huge relief.
Looking like your photos? You know, when Connor and I met.
Connor presses Adrian's whiskey glass to his lips.
Shh! Shut the fuck up.
Darren giggles and unzips his bag and brings out a bottle of wine. Connor raises his eyebrows in anticipation. He picks up the bottle and begins pouring himself a glass.
Connor, just pace yourself.
Connor is cheekily defensive, rolling his eyes.
Sorry, Daddy.
Adrian mimics throwing up at the mention of the word daddy. Connor drinks his wine.
What else you got in there?
A whole bag of fun.
Darren brings out a bottle of lube, condoms, a small bottle of amyl nitrate, and a massive, monstrous dildo.
Jesus fucking Christ. I definitely cannot take that thing.
Connor takes another gulp from his glass. Darren holds up the bottle of amyl and winks.
Yeah, that's not gonna cut it.
Connor downs the rest of his wine and looks directly at Adrian, who looks concerned.
I've got to piss. Don't start without me.
Connor stumbles off. Adrian and Darren lock eyes. The sound of Connor urinating can be heard.
I'm not sure we can do this tonight.
Darren's face drops with disappointment. Adrian gets up, helping Darren pack his bag.
Sorry, maybe next time when he's not shit-faced.
You sure we can't? I came all this way. He's only had a few.
Adrian gives Darren a stern, judgmental look.
Yeah, no. Sorry to waste your time.
Darren looks solemn, nodding his head as he picks up his wine bottle. Suddenly, he violently swings the wine bottle in Adrian's face with a loud thwack. The bottle breaks. Stunned, Adrian drops to the ground, his nose broken and blood weeping out. Before he can say anything, Darren's boot meets his face, and he passes out cold. Darren is fidgety. He drags Adrian's body over to the base of the couch and sits him upright. The sound of the toilet flushing can be heard. Darren goes to the corner, out of sight with his backpack, and brings out a laptop. Focusing intently, he begins typing. Interior, living room, night. Connor enters the room, this time only wearing his underwear.
I don't feel good.
Connor's eyes widen as he surveys the room. Darren looks towards him, slowly setting his laptop down. Connor, not having seen Darren, runs to Adrian and kneels down to him, trying to shake him awake.
Oh, shit. Wake up.
Connor takes Adrian's phone from his pocket, only for Darren's hand to grab his arm from behind, making him drop the phone. Connor screams, struggling as Darren stomps on Adrian's phone, shattering it. He pushes Connor to the other side of the room, crashing against the liquor cabinet. In doing so, his phone falls behind the cabinet and onto the floor underneath. Connor on the floor, his eyes begin to flicker. His breathing grows heavier as he struggles to get up. Darren walks over and places his foot on Connor's back, pushing him back to the floor. Connor tilts his head to look up at Darren.
Enjoy your wine?
Connor's head drops to the ground, falling unconscious. Interior, living room, night. Blurry and out of focus, through Connor's eyes we see the image of Darren setting up a camera on a tripod and connecting it to his laptop nearby. Connor begins to come to. He goes to scream, only to realize he is gagged. He tries to stand up, then realizing he is tied to a dining room chair with his hands knotted behind him. He looks to his right to see Adrian in a similar state. His nose twisted, dried blood that had previously streamed down his face is now crusty and cracking. He is tied to a wooden chair with his arms tied down onto the armrests. An electronic beep is heard as Darren switches on his camera and steps into frame. He is now wearing a blood-stained apron with the logo Fag Hunt printed on it.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Fag Hunt.
Connor and Adrian look at each other with big, worried eyes as they struggle to breathe. Darren manhandles Adrian for the camera.
Tonight's first contestant is Adrian, and he's prehistoric for a gay man. His family don't speak to him, and he's had a good streak of being hate-crimed back in the day. And now, with his well-paying job, he's able to attract young twinks to help him live out his stolen youth.
Darren moves to Connor and holding his head firmly in the camera's direction.
Second contestant is Connor. At 22, he's had it pretty good in Fairytown. All the boys want him. Poor Connor didn't have a good experience his last time he tried a three-way. Too creepy and predatory, apparently. So let's see if we can make it better.
Darren throws Connor's head back down and bends down in front of the coffee table, on which a neatly laid-out platter of instruments are displayed. Nails, drills, saws, pliers, and hammers, along with the shards of broken glass from the wine bottle.
Let's get those donations in and we can start.
Interior, living room, night. A quiet moment. Darren stands facing the camera and holds his phone in front of him. Connor and Adrian look at each other, terrified. An electronic ding is heard from Darren's phone.
Thanks for the donation, Gazer AIDS 1954. I'm doing good tonight.
Darren continues to read more donations as Connor notices pieces of the broken wine bottle on the floor behind him. An electronic sound effect of a party streamer is heard.
Thank you for your donations, everyone. Enjoy the show.
Darren picks up 2 large nails and the hammer, bringing them over to Adrian. He places the nail over Adrian's left hand and raises the hammer. Adrian looks at him pleadingly, shaking his head. Darren brings the hammer down swiftly. A loud crunch is heard as the nail penetrates Adrian's hand and armrest. With muffled cries of pain, Adrian's eyes grow with fury as he smashes his forehead into that of Darren. Darren jumps back, seething.
Cunting fuck!
Darren aggressively snatches the bottle of ammo from the table, yanks Adrian's head back and pours the bottle into his left eye. Adrian shaking, his muffled cries grow louder as the chair rattles, the white of his eye now a deep red.
It'll be the other eye next time.
Multiple electronic dings are heard as Darren scrolls through his phone. Connor's eyes widen. He shifts back on his chair, making him fall backwards. A loud thud as he hits the floor. Interior, living room, night. As Connor lies on the floor, still tied to the chair, he stealthily picks up a shard of glass before he is hoisted back up by Darren, who locks eyes with him.
They love your reactions. Play it up.
Connor shakes his head. Darren picks up the dildo from the table and holds it between him and Connor's faces.
If you don't do as I say...
He swiftly pulls the dildo apart, revealing it to be a sheath of sorts, a huge knife hidden underneath. Connor's eyes widen further as he begins to shake uncontrollably.
I will make sure you can take this. Understood?
Connor nods. Darren walks back to Adrian. Connor begins to cut at his ties. Darren places the dildo knife back on the table and picks up the pliers. Interior, living room, night.
An anonymous account just donated $2,000 for this.
Using the pliers, he quickly yanks Adrian's left index nail from his finger. Adrian cries out. Connor's face drops, his eyes flickering as he continues to cut at his ties. Connor begins to heave behind his gag. his eyes rolling back, his throat and stomach cramping in pulses. Darren looks concerned. Liquid vomit is slowly escaping from around Connor's gag. Darren moves over quickly and removes the gag, letting him release his vomit. Connor cries out.
Siri, call the police.
What?
Connor's phone lights up underneath the liquor cabinet.
Sorry, I didn't get that.
Darren goes ballistic, stressfully running over to the area of where Connor's phone was heard and hurriedly searches. Connor sees his opportunity and aggressively cuts away at his ties, cutting his hand in doing so.
Call the fucking police.
Sorry, did you say call the fucking police?
Connor has now freed himself. Darren, with his back turned, is still searching for the phone. Connor swiftly picks up the dildo knife.
Yes.
Okay, calling the fucking police.
Darren is on his knees, his left hand on top of the liquor cabinet and right hand pulling the phone from underneath the cabinet. Swiftly, Connor plunges the dildo knife through Darren's hand, penetrating it into the cabinet. He is locked into this position. Connor takes his phone and walks over to Adrian. Interior, living room, night. As Connor cuts at Adrian's ties, a pre-recorded message plays on the phone, which is on loudspeaker. Darren whimpers in the background as he feverishly attempts to pull the knife from his hand.
You have dialed emergency 000. Your call is being connected.
Darren's eyes widen in terror. Connor uses the back of the hammer to yank the nail from Adrian's hand. Adrian, filled with rage, marches over to Darren and hoists him up by the neck, holding him against the wall. An operator answers the phone, which is on loudspeaker.
000. Police, ambulance, or fire.
Connor looks down, deep in thought.
Sorry, false alarm. I just caught my little brother playing with the phone.
Well, keep a better eye on him, please. This line is for emergencies only.
The emergency operator hangs up.
What are you doing?
How many times do you think he's done this?
Please, don't hurt me. I'm just the host. It's not my show.
Adrian scrunches his face in anger and twists the knife around his hand. Darren squealing.
Just making sure you can take that.
Connor looks towards the live stream camera, the green light indicating it's still streaming. His breathing grows heavier as he becomes angrier.
If you do anything to me, they'll find you. There's more than you think.
Adrian tightens his grip.
Just say the word, Connor.
Connor is turning red with rage. POV from the live stream camera as he walks up to it, looking into the lens before turning it off, ending the live stream. End.